Common truth.
Common truth.
What's up, everybody? I'm Kyle Pearson.
Bryson Cole.
And your boy Fred.
That's right. We got Frederick in the studio.
Fred,
today.
give it up
Yes,
for Fred.
sir. You know, I've known Fred for a while. Bryson known him for a while too, and he's a good friend of ours. He's really creative. Doesn't ever hold back what he's thinking,
Yep.
which is really good to have in a friend. Fred, what you been up to lately, man?
I've just been trying to create my brand, Zebratel. We're trying to turn it from a YouTube company to more of a actual film, like professional videos and short films and all that, and actually grow as filmmakers.
Oh, that's
Make
awesome.
sure y'all go check out Zebratel.
So, you make videos. I've seen your videos. They're pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know, we live together, so I was out of
Yeah.
the room a lot when you had to record. What led you to want to make videos?
Okay, so about sophomore year in high school, I was just making jokes all the time, and I was in this technology class, and one of my friends was just like, "Hey, bro, you're kind of funny. You should make videos." And it was literally as simple as that, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it." So I was like, "I'm about to be a gamer," and I was just really trying to be a gamer, trying to do Call of Duty and streams and all that.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, "Bro, in 10 years, do I really want to be a 30-year-old gamer or whatever? How would that look?"
If you're making PewDiePie money,
Yeah, that'd be lit. Just play video games all day.
Dude, that would be lit, but my kids would be like, "Oh, hey dad, what do you do?" "I play video games."
They'd be like, I want to be just like dad,
I wanna be
mom.
just like
I want to
Dad,
sit
Mom."
on the couch and play video games all day.
But I respect Frederick's work ethic. He works his butt off. He's always trying to provide funny content. And you said you're trying to go more serious now, right?
Yeah, actual film. I'm trying to grow. Basically, what I want to end up in life is making big movies and TV shows,
Okay.
pretty much.
I'm glad to hear that, man, because you used to take forever to make videos. You'd say, "Yep, we're gonna record this thing tomorrow," and then get tomorrow, and be like, "Nah, bro, it's not vibing right. Yeah, the lighting's off. It's."
Are there any movies? Okay, we got to ask him. What's your top 3 movies?
Top 3 movies, series or
Just yeah. It could
okay.
just be
Top
top 3 movies.
movie series of all time is Harry Potter, definitely.
Bro, I was just talking about that. I just started watching it, so I'm only on movie 5. Yeah, 5.
I don't know. We talked about it last week. You just got to go watch that
Yeah, I
or
gotta
listen to
finish
that podcast and then figure it out.
Harry Potter is definitely up there, and then Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I kind of, since they're the same kind of chronicle, I kind of just hyphenate them because they're kind of the same thing. And then after that, I really don't even know what my third. That's Planet of the Apes. That's
Planet of the Apes.
that new series. They are killing it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've really been doing a good job on those movies.
Me and
they're
Fred are
awesome.
gonna go see that premiere tonight.
Definitely.
Hold on, did you? Speaking of Planet of the Apes, did y'all see what has been going on Twitter lately?
Oh,
How what's his name? DeRay, who's a black activist. He's getting a lot of backlash because he posted a picture of the Planet of the Apes poster, and you know how what's that one ape? The gray one.
Caesar? No.
No, he's a gray
Caesar
one,
died,
and he wears a blue jacket.
nah.
Oh, he's not? Does he?
I
don't
hope
know.
no.
No, hey.
We'll find out.
One of the apes, he wears a blue jacket, right?
Yeah.
And he posted a picture, and he was like, "You see how they do us?" and blah blah blah. Basically, he thought they were portraying him. I don't think this franchise cares about him.
Yeah. I did some research
Yeah.
into that, and pretty much that ape's from an Easter egg from the old movies.
Right.
An ape called Bad Ape. He used to wear this leather jacket.
Yeah.
So
I've
they're
seen
trying
that.
to bring that kind
Wait,
of back.
his name was Bad Ape.
That's literally
To
his
make
name.
him bad, they
Yeah,
gave
they
him a
got
leather
toys
jacket.
and everything.
His name was Bad. All they called him is Bad Ape. So he made it seem the guy on Twitter made it seem like it was to him that he was bad, since he was a black activist, and
Right.
they're trying to make it look racist. But literally, if you go back to the movie from 80s or 70s, the character's name is Bad Ape, and he wears a jacket all the time.
I saw that too.
So he completely got fact checked by all the movies.
Yeah, but then there were a lot of people getting onto him saying they just changed the whole topic and they were just bashing black activists. And then when people were like, "Oh yeah, this is why I don't support Black Lives Matter," that had nothing to do with that. People are ridiculous. I can't believe
People see one issue and they bring an issue from the past and throw it back.
Yeah,
in the just
that had nothing to do with it.
It's what's it called? It's objective morality.
Good
Objective
job.
morality. That's what
Jonah
it's called.
listened
Whenever
to
we pick and choose what we want to care from. It's kind of like whenever there's a natural disaster somewhere in the world, And like, you know, you see people supporting it for 2-3 weeks or even like a month, and then they forget about it. They move on, you know.
There's like two sides of the internet. There's people who get offended by literally every single thing, and there's some other people who get offended by literally nothing. Like, say the world is about to blow up, they would post a meme with a crying Jordan face on it because they don't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
Speaking of seriously, I want to talk about the XXL freestyle, actual freestyle that just came out. Fred, how do you feel? We really want to know how you feel,
Fred,
because we know you love your Ugly God, you love your Playboy, you love your ex and all that stuff.
Alright, so how I feel about it is, okay, so Playboy Carti, he's the homie, but he wasn't speaking English. Like this man was literally pulling stuff out of his ass for this.
Yeah.
He was just like, "Oh my niggas blood gang," and you know how Playboy Carti does his thing.
Yeah.
And then you had Made in Tokyo. That's how it was, like Made in TY.
Made in Tokyo sounded the exact same.
Yeah, he literally, it was cool that they all fed off each other.
Yeah.
Because literally when Made in Tokyo, he was saying, "Diamonds when I walk," something like that.
Yeah.
And then Ugly Guy literally picked up off of him and was like, "Diamond on my balls" or whatever.
Diamonds on my balls.
diamonds on my balls.
It seemed like a whole bunch of friends just rapping, and then X just came in and cut the beat like some DJ D-Rex stuff.
Yeah, dude, that was weird. Okay, so I was at work when I was listening to it, so I really couldn't watch it. So I was listening to it, and I thought it was the same guy the whole time until...
Yeah, it sounded like the same.
yeah, I thought it was the same person.
Ugly Guy kind of sounded different, but not really, because Made in Tokyo and Playboy Carti sounded complete same.
They literally have the same voice. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, and then you just hear the beat cut off.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sunny Digital too.
Oh yeah, way to turn off your phone, man. Respect for the podcast.
Sorry. Shout out to Sunny Digital too, because he's getting his beats slept on. But anyway, X comes out. Except X, he was like talking about some demon stuff. Let's see if we can pull up his lyrics.
Death would be plentiful. Like what? Who says that?
What'd he say? I'm the son of a serpent.
And he was just looking at the ground the whole time. Like, what is he looking at?
He was looking for the serpent. But if he's the son of a serpent, I mean, he's calling his dad a snake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Funniest part about it was that whenever he was rapping, the other rappers, Playboy Carti, Ugly God, Made in Tokyo, they just looked terrified. Like, it was like they had a school shooter in the room pretty much. They were just like, "Oh my God, well, do we move? Is he gonna
Bro,
get
they were bowing their heads. It looked like they were in deep prayer, bro.
That was their master. They were ready to start the ritual.
They were terrified. Like, especially when it cut to Made in Tokyo's face, the funniest, he looked scared.
He was probably just like, what did I become a part of? Like,
and right when X was done, the beat cut back on, and I was just like, what just happened?
Yeah, there was no need for the beat to even come back on.
Yeah, it was done.
It was done.
I enjoyed the first one with Kyle and them way more.
Yeah, Kyle did a good job. Okay, I got the lyrics because I want to say Kyle, super duper Kyle. All right, here's the lyrics. We're gonna read them. And if the world ever has an apocalypse, I will kill all you effers. Fear will be plentiful, death will be bountiful. I will spare none of you peasants. First of all, it's not even rhyming, like, at all. F your religion, you... Oh, I don't even know what that is. Got sent to prison in PC. I seen the devil, he's in you and me. And he said, when you listen to this, see... Follow him home, cut the right corner so nobody sees you. Turn off your phone, leave it at home so nobody can trace you. Master expressions appear to be calm. They won't read your intentions. As soon as you're in, let them know in the presence of I am a murderer, I am a demon, the son of a serpent. What is your faith? What is your worth? Have you felt acknowledgement? If I kill you now, will you go to heaven or hell? Believe in death is approaching you. 30 seconds. Think about you lying in blood. See.
It was just really like alternative like rap almost. I was like, he's getting kind of deep on here and weird. It was like someone was gonna start like moshing and like breaking stuff eventually.
It's like satanic deep.
Yeah, it was weird.
I know you guys talked about like a new genre of like hip hop.
Yeah.
Like earlier podcast, but like, do you feel like I know you had a mumble rap one? They should be their own. But do you feel like these like kind of rock and roll / hip hop people should have their own genre? Like Lil Uzi Vert, he be
yeah, that's a good way of thinking of it. It's almost like rock and roll hip hop because I hate to call them mumble rappers because I don't think they're mumbling. I think that their words can be identified, but it's definitely harder to pick out. But there is a different feel to that kind of like rock rap almost. It's kind of like punky.
Yeah. Another example would be Trippie Redd. Like he's like a new up and coming artist. He has this song called Love Scars. It's like a mix of rock and hip hop. It's really really good listen.
No, I feel like they definitely should have their own lane or whatever. Yeah. Because it's only right. When you look at rock, you got I don't know, doesn't rock have subgenres?
Yeah.
You got hardcore, you got metal.
You've got classic rock, you've got alternative, you've got metal, screamo, death metal. You know, you got all. I think metal is like a really big subgenre of rock, and then there's subgenres to metal. I don't want to classify like all.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of different types of rock.
Because you got classic and all that, and I just feel like rap should be respected the same way because it used to be hip hop or rap, but now we got trap. We got conscious rap. We have this auto-tune rap. We got so much different things, and I feel like they should have labels. So we need somebody to pioneer that.
Rap is like almost I think eventually rap is going to be similar to rock in a way that it has all of these subgenres in it, you know? Like I think it's going to have there's going to be all different types of rap. Yeah. But I don't know.
And do you feel like a pioneer should be like somebody who's been in the game like Jay-Z or someone like that?
What do you mean by like pioneer? I don't understand.
Someone who should pioneer this new like.
I don't like someone to lead the way.
Yeah, lead the way in splitting the genres. Like
honestly, I think that's up to No, I wouldn't put Jay-Z in that. I would put more of a Joey Badass because he's more in the youth. You know, he's part of the youth, and he even mentioned that this should be a thing. He's the one who I think can bridge the gap because he appreciates Future and Young Thug, and he also appreciates J. Cole and Kendrick. So it should be someone like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jay-Z is a little too ahead of their time, you know? Because we listened to Jay-Z, but we didn't grow up listening to Jay-Z. You know, we listened to Jay-Z because he was already one of the best.
That's true.
Like Drake for us, when our kids are gonna look at Drake how similar to we look at Jay-Z. It's two completely different things, but I think that they're gonna see him in a way like, wow, that guy's was one of the best of his time, still is good, like he's well respected, but it's definitely not gonna be their Playboy Cardi and their Ugly God.
Speaking of them, how long do you think in the game down the line that we're gonna see our Little Uzi Verts, our Playboy Cardi?
I think if we don't start to see some evolution and some growth, then people are gonna get bored with them by hearing the same sound, which is why a lot of artists do fall off, is because they don't grow as an artist. But I want to give them a chance. I want to see them grow and as artists and make actual like better music than what they're making right now.
Same.
Personally, I thought it was gonna fall off around this time, and it's still going. So I mean, like, big ups to all these artists. I don't want to keep seeming like the bitter dude that hates this type of music. I just feel like people should put more thought into the craft they're creating. Like Little Pump and that D Rose song, just stuff like that. I feel like you're not putting any effort in that. But a lot of kids our age get on to me and they're like, hey, why don't you just respect him? So I'm like, you know what? I want to see it last as long as it can because I know there's going to be a new genre coming up soon. Like, rap just keeps evolving. So I'm not mad. We'll always have our conscious
The game's
rappers.
always changing, you know? Like, I think there's always new voices, new styles getting thrown in that inspires new people to make different sounds. So,
yeah.
All right, guys, we got a kind of more serious topic, but all right, let me get to it. The N-word. What do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about the N-word?
I'm guilty of using the N-word a lot in like most of my sentences. I'll be like, "Hey, nigga, pass me that," or whatever. But
just so y'all know, Frederick is black.
Don't get confused by the name Frederick. This is okay.
So pretty much, I used to like use it as a term for anybody. Like I used to call Kyle nigga, like, "Hey, nigga, get over here," or something. Like, "Hey, nigga, you trying to play basketball?" But I've over the time I've kind of tried to correct my ways. I still use it.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, but I've realized that if you want change to see change happen, you got to start with like your own community. Because if we don't stop saying it, why are other races gonna stop saying it? Because it'd be like, oh, they're saying it, so it's okay.
I think N is for nuggets. That's
I agree with that.
The only N word I know is nuggets.
Well,
but I do get what you're saying. But I've actually watched a couple of interviews that I've just kind of scrolled across on social media, and I've heard people say, well, I think it was Ice Cube actually. Someone was interviewing him. It was when what's his name said it on air. Oh man, what was his name? He's got like a daily show or something, like one of those late night talk shows.
I know who you're talking about. Did he say he's a house N-word?
Yeah. He said it, and then Ice Cube was talking to him, and Ice Cube had forgave him. He was like, I get it, like it's used a lot, but he was like, you don't own that word anymore. It was used so much and so negatively and so aggressively towards. It was used so bad that it set up a systematic oppression for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And now they don't own that word. Y'all got the word now. Like, it's y'all's word now. It takes the empowerment out of it. I don't know. When he was saying it, go look up the interview, watch it. It was really good. He was speaking some truth on it. So I highly recommend that interview. Go check it out.
My thing about it is, do I feel like black people should just keep using it all the time? No, I don't feel like we should keep using it. But at the same time, I do feel like it is a word that shouldn't offend you if you aren't black. You know, I mean, you know, if I'm saying to another black dude the N-word, why does that bother you? And the thing that bothers me is other races, they're like, why can't we say it? Because you have to think of the systematic oppression the word had. You have to look further at the context. It's not just the word.
It's the power and
the power in the word, and it's how you use it. Today, I had a little white kid at my job. For the past week, actually, I've had a few white people say the word around me, and I'll say, hey, can you please not say that around me? I don't get angry. I just say, hey, please don't use the word around me.
Which is 100% understandable to do. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you approaching someone who shouldn't be saying that and telling them, look, I don't like you. Don't say that.
Don't be all my black people out there, don't be scared to tell people, hey, you don't feel comfortable with the word. A lot of white people will tell me, hey, well, my black friends let me use it. Okay, well, I'm not that black friend.
Some people don't know their place.
You should not use it towards me because it's disrespectful. A lot of people at my job, they'll just use it and they don't even know me. And I'm like, I know your other friends are cool with that, but you don't even know me. You should not use it towards black people as respect. I know it is a free country, which people tell me all the time. It's still not free for us. And I don't want you to keep using that word. It belittles black people. So don't say it to them. Now, if we're at a concert and I'm a rapper, so I know I have the word in my songs. If you rap and you sing the word, I don't care because it is for the art. It's not like you're saying it towards me. I know you don't mean any malintentions toward me. You are singing along with my art that I have created.
Have you seen Dear White People on Netflix?
Best show on Netflix.
Oh, I love that show. I can't wait till the new season. Dude, I've been waiting for that next season. That one in Sense8, but that's a different story. Hey, it's on TV right there. But in Dear White People, there's a scene where they're at a party and someone's like rapping it, and it makes a huge ordeal because someone's like, "Yo, like, don't say that." Like, says it nicely. And then the guy keeps edging on and on. I think the bottom line, my advice to all my fellow Caucasians out there is first off, don't use it. And if you did and someone says, hey, I don't want you saying that. Yeah. All you say is, dude,
exactly.
I will never, just respect it and shut up. Like, don't say anything else.
Because I know a lot of white people are going to use it, especially behind closed doors when I'm not around. But if you're going to say it in front of me, and I ask you not to, just be respectful, because that's the same with like Hispanics. If they want to call each other racial slurs that white people use towards them, if like, what's a racial slur that Hispanics hate? Wetback?
No, wetback is, I just laugh at. I think it's
I hear wetback beaner and stuff like that.
What I've heard.
Oh man, I'm drawing a blank here, but I've been called something before that just struck a nerve on me, and I can't remember it. Man, that's weird.
Dang, there's a lot.
I'll think of it.
Indian people, they don't like being called sand niggers and stuff like that. And that's like me going around saying wetback to a whole bunch of Hispanics.
A spick.
A spick. What is that?
That's if you call. I don't know what it was, but when I was called it, oh man, I was mad.
See how that affects you?
I didn't even know what it was, but I was like, that means Mexican does. I was like, I bet that means Mexican.
I've actually had white people say, don't call me cracker, because that's offensive.
It's either spick or speck. I can't remember.
Yeah. But if like cracker is offensive to you, I'm not going to use it. First of all, I don't use it in the first place because I've actually had people say, "Don't call me a cracker," so I don't use it. But if two white people were to call each other crackers, why would I think I should chime in? Why would that even bother me? It shouldn't. That's their word. Use whatever you want. If you're using it with your own race, I don't see a problem with it. A lot of white people tell black people they should stop using the word, but I don't know.
I think the only time a white person should any person should step in on two people using the word to each other is if they're using it in the meaning where it carries all the power, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you see somebody calling someone that like in the way you know is not casual or they're just hanging out or whatever, feel free to step in, because I've seen people do that and I'm just like, wow, like that's awesome. Like they stood up for a random stranger like that. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, and that's just my thoughts on it. I've voiced my opinion about the word on Twitter, and I've had people hit me up saying, "Oh man, I didn't know it. You don't like that, so I won't use it." And then we're cool after that. But on a lighter note, what's up? What's next?
Oh,
does it get any lighter?
No, it gets deeper actually.
Darker.
So I came across this video and I immediately sent it to Fred actually because I wanted him to look it up. I wanted to hear what he had to think. It was the NRA, the National Rifle Association, put out this video, and oh my gosh, it is scary. Like it I'm just gonna hold on, I'm gonna find it.
It feels like a 2017 Hitler ad. That's what it feels
like.
I'll tell you what I thought of after. We're gonna talk about it. All right, here is the NRA ad. This isn't even the full thing. This is just a clip that was the most offensive.
They use their media to assassinate real news. They use their schools to teach children that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars and singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left is for the police to do their jobs and stop the madness. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse for their outrage. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom, is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
What?
That honestly was probably the most offensive thing I've heard in the longest time.
She just said it's the purge. Open season.
Basically.
They just want war. That's pretty much what
she
just said. They're the resistance.
She's there. I hate that. She said they and there at least like 50 times right there. And you could easily you could say it. You know, you're talking about black people.
Exactly.
She said we use our ex-president as a resistance.
As a resistance leader, he's leading us.
And we show that Trump is, we make it seem like, what'd she say? We said, that we look at Trump as Hitler or something?
Yeah, if we support, I don't know about that, I don't remember, but I was just blown away when I heard this.
Ridiculous.
And when we were talking about it, me and Fred were talking about it, and we were saying how we just couldn't believe how she's just categorizing everyone who supports Black Lives Matter, not even supports Black Lives Matter, supports discrimination, and sees that there is a problem in the country that needs fixing, and it's not going to work until we all come together. And they're just like complete opposite.
And it's pretty obvious.
They're tearing people apart. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's pretty obvious, like, what they want as in war, because, you know, they're a National Rifle Association. So they
got rifles,
they
you know?
They pretty much want people to shoot each other. Yeah, that's what they want.
They're trying to make, this is a business motion. They're trying to make some money, sell some rifles.
I don't even think it's money. I think it goes way past that. I feel like they honestly want black people exterminated. I'm so serious when I say that.
They want a race war. It's a serious race war.
They really do, and this has been set up for a long time. I mean, you just got to look at history. That ad pissed me off. That makes me mad because I don't like when people categorize. Just like whenever I say white people, sometimes most times I'll say some white people. I'm not gonna say everybody. And then people know, and even white people know exactly what I'm talking about. But when they categorize us and say they go loot stores and now the police has no right but to do their job, that pisses me off because police job is not to shoot civilians.
Yeah, it's like saying if you're against police brutality and you're against discrimination, you're against when you see something wrong and you stand up against it, that doesn't make you the enemy. That makes you human. Like, that's morals. Everyone should be offended by the things that we see every day.
And I'm not one to say, hey, yeah, let's go loot and riot. But you have to also realize that is not every time a black man gets shot in the street, black people don't go loot. That's not every time. They just like to show those clips on Fox News. They always show black people looting. There's white people that will loot, that will flip over cars, burn them, spit at police. I've seen videos all over the internet.
Dude, when I see people flipping over cars, that's some real unity, though. Because, like, you can't do that alone. You need at least, like, 6 people with you. Like, everyone's got to be lifting. That is beautiful. They flipped a car. That's a protest. That's...
Yeah. No, that ad is crazy. But the worst part of the ad was... whenever they resist, we have to make sure the police do their job, because the job of police is to not
serve and protect.
Yeah, they're supposed to serve and protect. It's not supposed to escalate the situation and kill the civilian that you're supposed to be protecting.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're not supposed to take away and hurt.
I mean, I feel like I get on to black people. I say, hey, sometimes when you get pulled over, don't be acting an ass. Make sure you make it home. I got pulled over the other day. And the cop, he was like, you were so polite and kind and blah, blah. That happens every time I get pulled over because I'm respectful. No, I don't, like, bow down to his every command, but I'm not going to be ignorant when I get pulled over.
Did y'all see the video of the state attorney getting pulled over?
Yeah.
And the cops didn't. Okay, so this state attorney got pulled over, this black lady. And the cop's talking to her. She gives him her state-issued ID that says, she works for the state. And he's like, oh, what agency are you with? And she's like, oh, I'm the state attorney, like, boom, like, you just got screwed. And she's like, what was the reason for the stop or whatever? And he was like, oh, we just ran the tags or whatever just to make sure, vehicle wasn't stolen, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, oh, yeah, what were the tags run for? And then they just didn't have an answer. And she's like, okay, y'all have cards? And he was like, oh, it's not my card. And she's like, he just, like, wrote down his name and gave it to her. But oh, bro, it made me so happy because she was so ready. She had all this. And I think everyone, especially minorities, but everyone should always have a response ready for mistreatment from officers. Because if you are ready for it and you're prepared, you're going to be able to control the situation a little bit better. I'm not saying that anyone ever has control over it because some cops are just terrible, but...
One of the officer's reasons for the stop made me mad. He said, because your windows are very tint.
Yeah, I don't have a tint meter right now, but...
I was like, you know how many people in the United States have tint windows on their cars lately? Yeah. Like, that is ridiculous.
And it's like, that wasn't even, like, super dark. You could still see through it. And, like, I've seen the too dark of tint that you can have, and that is, like, that makes sense. You can't even see through. You can barely see out of it. But that, I could see into the car through the window.
But if that's a reason, why not stop, like, the other 100 people who probably drove by?
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy.
I don't know. I've been pulled over 6 times. 4 of them, I got a ticket. 2 of the other ones, they literally pulled me over for no reason to where they had to just let me go. One time I even asked, and he said, you ran a red light. And I said, sir, I swear I did not run the red light because it was green. He was on the opposite side of me. He couldn't even see the light. So that's where I knew he was wrong. And then he said, hey, may I search your vehicle? I said, yeah, that's fine. And then he said, do you have your license? I said, I think it's in my jacket in the trunk. Once I said that, he was like, you know what? I'll just let you go. You're good. I don't know if he thought I had a gun in the trunk or something.
But he just let me go. Take my chances today.
He just let me go. And that's the thing. He pulled me over for no reason. And then he just made excuses. I've been with my girl, and she's white, as most people know. She was going, I think we were going 30 over. And I was like, babe, you got to slow down. You got to slow down. We were in the country, and this redneck cop came up. He already had his hand on the gun. I'm in the passenger seat, like, not doing anything. I'm, like, stiff because I honestly do get scared when I get pulled over.
Walks up to the vehicle, and he's like, ma'am, blink twice if you're in trouble.
Yep. Honestly. But I'm over here stiff because I'm like, man, I'm not about to move a muscle. She's like, babe, give me my tags.
I'm not grabbing
I said
anything.
I ain't moving. I did not move one bit. I let her reach over and grab him because he already had his hand on his gun. And she said, oh, I'm so sorry, officer. And he was like, oh, it's fine. You can go. I asked her, I said, how many times have you been pulled over? She was like, I think 4 or 5. I said, have you ever gotten a ticket? She said, no. You've never gotten a ticket?
It's the power of the female body.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was white luck or
boobs.
what it was. Maybe her boobs. I don't know, but I can't say the same. I get a ticket every time.
No, I get nervous whenever, like, if I get pulled over and I have my friends with me and they're black, like, I get really nervous because I already have terrible luck with cops. Okay, I have a question. Have you ever been pulled out of your vehicle? Or not pulled out, but, like, asked to get out of your vehicle?
No.
That is a very humbling experience in life.
Oh, Fred. Yeah, we did. In Denton.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we were going to my brother's rap performance, and, of course, there was a certain smell that's in the car. Not gonna really like say what smell it was, but pretty much we were pulled out the side of the car and we had to sit on the curb. And me and Bryce were just making jokes because it was kind of funny to us. We were just like, dang.
We're making them lightly though, not to where the cops could hear us.
We're friends. Don't shoot. We'll make you laugh.
It was so funny, like how the cops, because of course they smelled this certain substance, and they pulled out the car, but one of the people, like my brother's friend, disposed of the substance, so we were good. So the cops, they looked stupid because they smelled something, but they were searching the car, and they were just like, dang, we can't really get them for anything. They were like,
we can't do anything. You don't have anything.
The craziest thing was that the person doing the least thing was our friend Mel, and they were patting him down. Like,
yeah, Mel's kind of big.
Mel's a big dude. Yeah, he's buff. Like,
yeah, like Mel, he had like white tee, like a backwards hat, like some shorts,
and
like
some basketball.
It even
shorts.
looked like he had anything on him.
Yeah.
But they pat him down. They even like kind of bent him over the car a little bit and was patting him down up and down.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
well, that's actually protocols to put someone against a car, but slamming them, which happens most of the time, that's not okay. I was asked to step out of the car once. Did you know Mansfield has a curfew? Like if you're a student, like you're not supposed to be driving past like 2 or 3 in the morning, something like that. And I didn't know that, and I got pulled over because I was coming back from a friend's house, and he was like, "You're a student, blah blah blah. There's a curfew," and I was just like, "No, there's not. Like, what are you talking about?" I was like, "I've lived here my whole life," and then he was like, "Get out of the car," and I was like, "Okay." Like, got out of the car, sat on the curb. I was just like, "Wow, I'm not lucky today." It was very humbling though. I was like, "Wow, I'm really not above the law here." But then that made me think. I was like, I don't even look like a minority at all, so I can't imagine how bad it is for everyone else. Like all the minorities out there. Like,
it honestly is bad, and I see a lot of people on Twitter that don't take it seriously, and a lot of times, a lot of people in the mentions, they'll be like, "Well, if you would just follow order." There was a video the other day where this dude was getting like beat in the head, and he was like, "Hey, put your hands behind your back." And the dude was trying to. He's getting punched in the head, so he's protecting his face. And every time he even said, "Sir, I'm trying to," and they're just still beating him. 2 cops should never beat a civilian, and I feel like no one should die, especially if they weren't a murderer or anything. I don't care if he stole a freaking candy bar. You should never get beat or even killed over. Or even
I've seen even the opposite, like videos of like non-minorities just like really fighting the cops when they're getting arrested and they don't do anything. I'm like, if this was a minority, they would have been shot.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like I saw a similar video about a cop saying, "Hey, put your hands behind your back," and 2 cops had him on the ground, and when he tried to put his hand behind his back, the cop literally tased his arm.
Yep.
Like, what does the cop want him to do? Like,
this is how bad it is whenever you can think of different videos you find on Twitter or something and just talk about. All right, well let's move on before we spend an hour on this, because that's just a subject that is never going to get resolved in one session. I found this article, and it was really stupid. Like, I can't really describe it better than that. It was like really dumb. And this girl was convicted of manslaughter for shooting her boyfriend. But I said this to Fred because we were talking about it earlier. And what they did was, he was holding a giant book, like a very thick book. And she was standing a foot away from him with a pistol. And their theory was that the book would stop the bullet. And they were trying to become a YouTube sensation, so they were recording it. And, of course, the bullet went straight through the book, hit him in the chest, and killed him.
See, my thoughts on this is, you see all these stories about people shooting through walls, people shooting through cars and whatnot. What makes you think This gun was a Desert Eagle, by the way. It's a pretty hefty.
Wait,
What
what?
I looked it up. It was a Desert Eagle apparently, and I was like, I play Call of Duty.
That's a 50 caliber bullet.
He said, "I play Call of Duty."
Yeah, I play Call of Duty. It's a literally. It said 50 caliber Desert Eagle from 1 foot out.
Goodness.
Like that is a wall piercing, car piercing gun, and like it's meant to pierce through armor. So pretty much from 1 foot out, like just picture that, just 1 foot out, girl holding a gun, and he put the book over his heart, like chest.
Oh, do you know how hard that hoe hit his chest? Oh my goodness.
They're like,
People are not using guns responsibly at all.
Shocker.
No, there's even one. Did y'all hear about the woman, the girl's boyfriend that just got shot the other day in Arlington?
What?
Okay, so she was driving and they're black, and apparently she was trying to go through this little intersection, when people won't let you through. So I think she flipped them off, which she shouldn't do. I have no road rage because I want to make it home every night. So
Yeah, I'm a very zen driver, I don't really get mad. I'm like, "Oh, you cut me off. Hope you have a good day."
I just don't want to die because I see this stuff going on. But anyway, the dude, he rolled down the window and he flipped her off, and apparently they're flipping each other off. You can read the article. I'll try to find it. And he just pulled out his gun, shot her, and drove off.
Oh my god.
So I don't think he shot her. He shot her boyfriend. So that's another person just dead over something so
road rage
small.
is never really worth it. I have this friend, Dustin Williams, and I remember I've only had road rage like briefly when I first started driving, and then this actually made me get over it. There was this guy going really slow, and we were behind this slow guy forever, and I was just so mad because all these people were just doing all these different things. And he goes, "Well, maybe they have like a wedding cake and they're going to their wedding and they're going to make sure the cake is there all safe and everything." And I was just like, what a good way of thinking about that. And so now I always think people have wedding cake in their car. So I let them go slow.
Or a baby.
Yeah, or I like when people have the sign on their car that's "baby on board." I'm like, "Baby's on board. I'm on board. We're going slow today."
Yep.
It's nice. Okay. I want to talk about one last thing today, and the press conferences just happened for the Mayweather-McGregor fight. I cannot stop watching them. I think it is the biggest publicity. I tweeted this earlier this week. I think this fight is the biggest publicity stunt ever. I think that there's definitely some stuff going on behind the scenes, but I think the trash talking is hilarious. Like, he's just telling him that he can't read. And he had this suit on his suit. Did you see his suit? It said, it said "fuck you" on the suit, going all the way down.
It was a nice suit too.
Even Mayweather can't read the suit though. He can't read, so he can't. It's like pointless.
Yeah,
that was a clean suit.
McGregor's always dressing nice. He's always got the swag, but I just think it's funny. Mayweather's, I don't know. I think they're getting in each other's heads, but for this fight, for me, I've never liked Mayweather's attitude, but I don't want McGregor to beat him just for the sake of the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
I don't want the sport of boxing to be like, "Oh, well, that's nothing compared to UFC, But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be a 4-round knockout. I think it's definitely going to go, if not a knockout in the later round, it's going to go the distance, and it's going to be judged. And that's going to be even more of a controversy with the result, but I don't know.
See, my take on that is, with the publicity thing, they don't call him Money Mayweather for no reason. He's only in it for like the money, pretty much.
He has some dodging skills.
Yeah, he's not just good at boxing. He's amazing at boxing. He's like a legend. He
is the best boxer alive right now.
Yeah, he's like our Muhammad Ali kind of.
Yeah.
So what I think from this is Conor McGregor, he's training, but Mayweather always knows how to win. Like, Mayweather knows how to last 12 rounds in like a boxing match. He knows how to do it. Mm-hmm. So,
and also the gloves are different. The gloves are heavier. But I was reading some of Conor's, like his trainer has a blog of like the comparison. He actually trains with heavier gloves on, and then when he gets into a UFC fight, he wears the lighter gloves. So he's already used to punching with that weight. But I think boxing gloves do a little bit more area damage, so they cause a little more swelling, and UFC gloves hit a little bit harder. So I think if he gets hit in the face and his eyes start to swell, I think that's going to really influence the fight.
Yeah.
And all same with Mayweather. I think if he can, which he doesn't make a lot of mistakes when he fights, But as long as he can eliminate all those mistakes, I think he'll go home winner.
Yeah, I didn't pick up a whole lot of the press conference, so I only saw the part where he said he couldn't read, and that just made me think of another thing that just happened was Peyton Manning at the ESPY Awards. Did y'all see that?
Oh my
Hilarious.
god!
I wanna play the clip for that one because that was pretty funny.
Let me find it real quick.
And our gymnastics team was so dominant that Kevin Durant told me he wants to play for them next year.
Look at his face. Kevin is so mad right now.
And I got to tell you, I don't think he'd start for that team, Kevin. Russell Westbrook, what do you think?
And then he says, "Russell Westbrook, what do you think?"
Like
They look like
you gotta see.
they look like a divorced couple,
Yeah.
like that sees each other in public after like a year of the divorce. They're like,
Oh,
"Oh, man,
man.
don't make it okay for the kid," you know, like.
They look pissed off.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook, I feel like he was covering his mouth because he was trying so hard not to laugh.
Really?
Cause you know he.
Oh, I bet he thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, but he just didn't want to laugh on TV, so it wouldn't be because Twitter
Right.
memes and all that stuff. They would have like used it to his advantage.
Too late. He's already a meme for covering his mouth.
I think
Yeah,
he's
he's
so
already a meme.
respectful. He's such a respectful gentleman that I don't even think he was going to laugh. I think he was actually annoyed that.
Well,
Peyton
they
even
were
said
teammates,
that.
you know. And most NBA athletes, you'll see them like during the season, especially in playoffs. They look like they really look like they have beef with each other. But then you'll see it when a team knocks another team out of the playoffs. Those players will go up to him, they'll shake hands, talk to him, be like, "It's no hard feelings, man. That's just the game, you know. Like that's how it's
Yeah.
played. Only
Yeah.
one team can win." How did we get on basketball? We were just talking about the Mayweather fight.
Because we were done with the Mayweather fight, and that reminded me
Yeah.
of Peyton Manning.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sports.
All right, yeah. Well, I think that's it for today. But go check out Zebra Tail on YouTube. Check out some of Frederick's work. Maybe we'll see him on big screen one day making movies and
We will.
stuff. If you liked what you heard today on the podcast, follow us at the CT Podcast, and then follow us on SoundCloud at The Common Truth. Peace.